Hello, Sagittarius. It's Haley with Tarot from Beyond, here to provide you with your October 2018 tarot reading. I'm very excited to see what Spirit has to say for you. As if you add up October's month, it's the 10th month, and 1 plus 0 equals 1, which represents new beginnings. Because it's been so hot, we've had a power outage, so I had to pull a MacGyver move to make sure that you guys were able to get your readings until tomorrow morning when I can complete them when the sun is out. And hopefully we'll have our power by then. But until then, you know me. It's not going to stop me from providing you with your reading. I would really like this angel to be at the forefront. So give me a moment. Okay, back to shuffling, my Saggies. Very excited to see what the universe has in store for you. Because I know a lot of you have been realizing and recognizing the people around you who have been wearing masks, who have had agendas, who have not been honest, and have likely been that way for quite some time. And it's time for everybody to see everyone for who they are. No more mask wearing. Everybody is going to be turned inside out with regard to who they are. And don't let that scare you, because you know what? I'm not talking about, human mistakes, and I'm not talking about, mistakes that are made in error. I'm talking about people who premeditate ways to get things from you that certainly don't belong to them. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that you're able to see the cards and that you're able to follow the reading, given the circumstances. Okay, Sagittarius. The Fool. King of Wands. The Ace of Swords. The Five of Cups. The Tower. And the Ten of Pentacles. Now, the way that this is on my bed, it's making everything lumpy so that you're unable to see it. Let me bring them closer. Here's what I'm saying. Spirit is advising many of you to get out there. Those of you who have been spending a lot of time in the house and spending a lot of time away from people because you feel as though you cannot trust love relationships. I feel as though Spirit is advising you to go be the fool. Go out there and experience people, places, and things so that you are able to recognize the language of people who lie, steal, cheat, and manipulate. Just sit and observe their behavior so that you know exactly what these people are like. The Fool is just that, someone that is willing to go out into the world and experience the world for what it is with the trial and error. And that little dog with him is his spirit guide that will not allow him to trip and fall in any areas that he may not be aware of. Spirit is advising you that you go out and learn what it is that you need to learn so that you're able to identify things that you weren't able to identify before. With this King of Wands energy, I feel that many of you have become very angry behind the way that a lot of people have treated you in the past. And I understand that. It does make you want to stay away from people. It does make you want to say, Love is just not for me. If love comes with all of this pain, forget it. However, come this month in October, you're going to realize you're going to have a whole new way of thinking and a whole new way of perceiving things because you have been doing your work to grow and develop spiritually. And as a result, you're going to have that strength to say goodbye to whomever you need to say goodbye to, who's had an agenda this whole time. You started to look around and realize, yeah, some people are wearing masks around me, and those people who are doing that do not deserve my company because I've been genuine, and if you can't be genuine in return, there's no way that I can trust you, and if I can't trust you, there's a whole lot of things that we can't do together. And that does come with some sadness, and I understand that. Feelings are there for a reason, but they're not there to control us. The Tower is actually one of my favorite cards, and let me tell you why. The Tower represents the restructuring in our own minds that has to occur in order for us to be able to see things from the perspective that we are meant to see them from, so that our lives are built on solid ground rather than on the grounds of, the insincerities of others, allowing ourselves to believe that people are being genuine when they're really not. Allowing ourselves to believe that people actually have good intentions when they really don't. And when we really are honest with ourselves and we can say, you know what? I've been a victim, and as a human being, I've made victims myself. It is time for me to be honest, and it's time for me to grow. And it's time for me to be honest about who I am, what I have to offer the world. And once you get to that place, it results in the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. And this is happening for a lot of zodiacs so far in October. So for those of you Sagittarius who are looking at where you are right now, and it feels as though you're like, wait a minute, how can the 10 of Pentacles be something that's in store for me when it certainly doesn't feel that way right now? Those are the ones that I recommend get a private reading, so I can let you know exactly what it is, so that you can move past it, accept it, face it, get through this journey so that you can get to this. Because where your energy flows, that's where it goes. And if your energy is flowing toward not trusting people because of experiences in the past with people, you have to understand the experience with one person that hurt you can't be the representative of all people. There are some decent people out there, but you won't meet them and you won't know who they are until you get out there with this Fool card and go find out who they are and where they are. So a lot of you have faith that you will be able to recognize the genuine people from the people in this world who get a kick out of getting a response out of you, who get a kick out of playing mind games, who get a kick out of watching you suffer for whatever reason. A lot of you have faith, and faith goes a long way. So I recommend that you continue to have faith and continue to pray to your higher power and know that not only are they hearing you, they've been watching you and saving your butt for a long time, even when you thought that they weren't. You pulled the Hermit card, which represents the fact that there's a lot of internal looking at yourself that you need to do. You need to examine your wounds behind a lot of the relationships that you've been in the past and realize how they've affected you. And once you're able to say, you know what, I'm resilient enough to get through all of this. I'm a human being that was designed to be able to get through all of this. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get through it all. Once you're ready to stand in your power and say, I don't care what it looks like right now, I know that the universe has something in store for me, and it requires patience, and it requires the right attitude, and it requires a lot of those things that for some people, for all of us, are very hard to do. We're in a day and age where it's very hard. No one wants to wait. We all want instant gratification. We all want, reward immediately. We all want, things to be fixed right away once we realize what the problem is. But there's a journey in everything. There's a journey in everything. I mean, if you just think about walking to your car to get in it, to go to the store, there's a journey. You have to find your wallet, make sure that you have it, make sure that you have the right credit card in it so that you don't go to the store without your credit card. Or ladies, you have to make sure you have your purse. You have to make sure you have your keys to get back in your house. You have to make sure, right, that you have the right amount of money for what it is that you want to purchase. You have to go to the store. You actually have to purchase the items. You have to make sure that you're, calculating what it is you're purchasing as you're making these purchases and putting things in your basket. Everything comes with a journey. And when it comes to these life journeys, you must understand they're even more intense because they're that much more important. This is a 10 of Wands, and that represents a burden. And some of you are like, man, if life is going to be this intense and require this much attention to detail, you can totally count me out. Well, don't say that, Saggy, because it's worth every moment. Because once you realize how this works, and it's not as hard as you think it is, I know that there are moments where we flip out and things don't happen when we want them to. We put in work and we're virtuous and we have loyalty and we do the right things, and then people turn around and show us who they really are, and it really hurts the soul. It really does, and I get it. But you must stand up, dust yourself off, and say, I'm all right, because I am all right. I really am all right. I'm not just saying that I'm all right because it's the right thing to say and it's going to give me that inspiration in the moment. I really am all right. It's all right. And remember, feelings are optional. Once you realize that you've gotten away from someone that was not sincere, you're in a really good position, because I want you to think about all of the people who want to get out of situations and cannot, because the person they're trying to get away from just won't leave. So, Saggy, if you're in a position to where you can actually get rid of people that need to go their separate ways, and you guys need to go your separate ways because you've outgrown the relationship, you're in a very fortunate position. Now you could put all of your attention into this tower moment that will allow you to restructure your thinking so that you can get right here to what's yours. And that is why you were given that Ace of Swords, so that your intellect and the way that you perceive situations is different, so that when you restructure the right way, and it will lead you straight to the Ten of Pentacles. I feel as though this card, the Devil, showed up just to remind you that when you make a commitment with someone, or when you make a commitment in any relationship, in so many ways, you really are shackling yourself to this person. You really are sharing a very intense bond. And when we find ourselves doing this with the wrong people, or with someone who is not worth their salt and they haven't been honest for the life of them, we have to make that logical decision to say, I'm not going to be shackled to you anymore. And yeah, that may cause me sadness in the meantime. However, at the end of the day, I will have made a decision that is best for me in the long term. Because whomever you were dealing with was very immature in love and has a lot to learn. And that does not mean, if they're immature in love, just go ahead and rip them a new one and just say, you know what, I just don't love you and I don't want to be around you. But you have to consider the fact that if this person is not equipped to give you what it is that you expect out of a relationship, then you're going to be in a constant state of disappointment. And being in a constant state of disappointment can really do a number on your emotions and on your psyche. Like this. This is the Depression card. Now, why be depressed when you have all of this to look forward to? You could be putting your energy into your niche in life. And for those of you who do not know what your spiritual gifts are, I recommend that you take a look at my website, as I do provide Akashic Records readings through tarot. I can tell you where you've been, where you're going, where you are now, and what your life's path is, and what your strength is in each house. In tarot, we refer to each month as a house, and each house is governed by specific qualities. And the difference between my Akashic Records readings and those of other readers is that other readers simply answer questions with regards to what it is that you have to ask. But the thing about the Akasha is that a lot of times many people don't know what to ask. But here's what I do with my readings. I tell you what you need to know. So in closing you out, Sagittarius, and thank you for bearing with me in this situation, this card means the Eight of Swords represents speed, communication, or travel. So speed, communication, or travel. So I'm waiting to see what card is coming up next. Whomever you've been dealing with has been communicating with you in a way that has been confusing you. And whether they be aware of what they're doing or not doesn't matter. The end result is the fact that you are feeling confused. And as long as you are feeling confused, there is no way that you are able to get a grip on your own thoughts. And if you're unable to get a grip on your own thoughts, there's no way that you'll be able to live in the present to make plans for the future. You'll be busy trying to sift through the information that they've given you, which are half-truths that only serve their agenda and have no regard for what it is that you want in your life. And see, someone who loves you is going to support you in all of your endeavors. That part is true. And here you are also being given the Ace of Cups. So you've been given the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. What are you going to put your energy into, Sagittarius? Because where your energy goes, that's where it flows. Are you going to put your energy into this individual that you may have to babysit and that you may have to constantly keep an eye on? Or are you going to say, ixnay on that? I'm going to go ahead and put my energy into the gifts that the universe is offering me right now today so that I can start to see the actual tangible results in October. So I'm going to leave you with that. For those of you who are interested in a private reading, I strongly recommend that you get one. And I'm not saying that to be a salesman, as I am not a salesman, because if I were, I would be at like the nearest Porsche, sales lot. That's not what I'm here for. I am here to assist you in your spiritual development, which in my opinion is the basis for every decision that you make. And I would like to assist in making sure that the decisions that you make are the types of decisions that you are happy with and that you are content with and that lead you to abundance. So for those of you interested in a private reading, I recommend that you contact me at tarotreadingsfrombeyond@gmail.com. Or you can go to my Facebook page, and the name of my page is Tarot Readings from Beyond, and I have a big purple lotus flower on it. Even though I don't get on Facebook very often, I should, but I haven't been. And I always embed my website into each reading. So if this resonated with any of you Saggies, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. With that being said, my Saggies, I will talk to you soon, and namaste.